Almost 100 years after the company's foundation, Bugatti is once again making automobile news with its latest sports car, the Veyron. A car as true to the founding spirit as its famous predecessors. A car combining performance and passion. And one that sees the Bugatti mark returning to its roots. The Bugatti name was almost legendary within a decade of its birth. From the very outset, the car was an eye-catcher and a crowd puller. Bugatti was a real enthusiast's car, driven by individuals passionate about automobiles, and equally designed and built by a family fueled by passion. The spirit of this remarkable family can still be felt in each Bugatti built today. What made Bugatti so special? It's the passion for the arts that runs strong through the genes of the Bugatti family. Carlo Bugatti, who was born in Milan, became an artist and designer, best known for his furniture designs. Carlo's youngest son, Rembrandt Bugatti, was a gifted sculptor. Rembrandt died young, but his statue of a trumpeting elephant was later adopted by his elder brother to adorn the bonnet of that most prestigious of Bugattis, the Royale. It was Ettore, Carlo Bugatti's firstborn, who ultimately founded the company that bears the family name. For the next 30 years, he invented, designed and produced an amazing variety of cars, all of which showed an uncompromising design integrity. Although not formally trained in engineering, Ettore autodidactically developed a style and method of working based on his talents and self-confidence. Ettore is perhaps most famous for his racing cars of the 1920s and 30s, which, as well as winning races, have been acknowledged as works of art. His love of aesthetics is also reflected in the clear design of the engines. Ettore was an eccentric figure, welcoming guests on horseback, and even regarded the factory as part of his artwork. He designed his own tools, building Bugatti cars with Bugatti tools on Bugatti machines. He will ultimately be remembered as the designer of the Type 35, which Ettore Bugatti has called a thoroughbred, or pur sang. It also proved to be a commercial success, with Ettore being the first one to sell racing cars to private customers. Jean Bugatti, the son of Ettore, learned his trade in his father's company. He lent a whole generation of Bugattis his characteristic, elegantly flowing lines. It was Jean who transformed the horse carriage-like design of the 1920s into futuristic Bugatti shapes. His cars are increasingly streamlined and aerodynamic, while the starkness of earlier models is lightened by decorative elements. His influence culminated in the designer's dream, the Atlantic. The Atlantic conveys the idea of agility, elegance, and driving dynamics. The riveted roof joint became a stylistic trademark. In this other thoroughbred, a T50, we see how Jean introduces the water drop shape and the two-tone paintwork to further accentuate the speeding arrow profile. An element that lives on in today's Veyron.
The Bugatti brand was something very special right from the start. There was a unique spirit to it, a vision, not least influenced by the fact that all founders of the company were artists. This made them look at technology in a way that was different from the norm. Their vision may be resumed in 3 words that name the pillars on which the brand is built: art, form, technique.
Auf denen die Marke Bugatti aufgebaut ist.
The heritage of the company founders not only lives on in the new Bugatti Veyron. We also return to the place where Bugattis were originally produced, to Molsheim, France. Here in the refurbished Saint-Jean Castle and in the recently constructed workshop, the new Bugattis are being built in very small numbers. They meet the highest demands and are made with ultimate craftsmanship. Our customers can witness how their cars are manufactured here, for the present and for the future.
Für jetzt und für die Zukunft. Alle Familienmitglieder der Familie Bugatti,
all members of the Bugatti family, Carlo, Ettore, Rembrandt and Jean, were artists. They merged their artistry with their brand in a way perhaps best captured by the phrase Ettore used for characterizing his products: pur sang, pure blood, absolute clarity, predominance of purpose, immaculate shape.
Absolute Klarheit, die Zweckorientiertheit, die Sauberkeit der Formen. Dieser Philosophie verpflichtet.
All parts of a Bugatti were committed to this philosophy. Their sum, the car, implied unprecedented technical solutions in many fields. For example, the choice of cast and polished aluminium for frame parts, wheels and brakes was previously unknown in car manufacturing.
Räder, Bremsen in dieser Form gegossen gab es vorher noch nie an Automobilen. Und in diesem Geist
Today, we are building the Veyron in the same spirit. The use of unusual materials, such as titanium and carbon fiber, typically found in the aircraft industry, helps us create a unique work of art.
Gesamtkunstwerk zu schaffen. Natürlich waren alle
Like all true artifacts, the historic Bugattis were only made in limited numbers. This is part of their appeal, and this is what makes them so special. Of course, the same applies to the Veyron.
seiner Stückzahl limitiert.
Good automotive design always is very true to the character of the car and especially the brand. For the well-remembered Bugatti cars, this is significant. The Type 35, 41 Royale, Type 57 Atalante and Atlantique. They are an extremely well-crafted sculpture. They have a unique graphic signature and they have an emphasis on driving dynamics. There are 3 outstanding trademarks in the stylistic genes of the Bugatti Veyron that clearly show a relation to the Type 57 sports cars of the young mastermind Jean Bugatti. First, the overall dropping gesture of the main character line. And secondly, the riveted fin running over the whole length of the car. And thirdly, those precious and intriguing reflections that I think would have been very much in the spirit of Jean Bugatti and the Type 57. The Veyron translates the two-tone graphics in a purpose-driven aesthetic, where the characteristic color breakup divided up into the functional body parts of the car.
The Veyron emerged from this spirit of the Bugatti tradition. It is a work of art, if you like. Though a high-performance car, it features well-balanced proportions and filigree design that elegantly hides much of the technology underneath. With more than 1,000 horsepower, the motor is an absolute benchmark in modern engine technology. The 7-gear double-clutch gearbox, capable of transmitting the 1,200 Newton-meter torque without irregularities in the traction force, is also totally innovative. Of course, it requires an all-wheel drive to handle this load of power.
The best way of motivating a car developer is to give him the opportunity of driving the car himself, so he can experience every step of improvement. What helps the car to accelerate is its enormous torque of 1250 Newton meters, attained at no more than 2000 revs per minute. The 7-gear double-clutch gearbox enables you to reach a speed of 100 kilometers an hour in less than 2.5 seconds, 200 kilometers an hour in just over 7 seconds, and 300 kilometers an hour in 16.5 seconds. This spoiler is driven out at speeds of over 200 kilometers an hour, also serving as an air brake. The Veyron did a great job at reviving the Bugatti brand. Every Veyron that we sell helps us spread the spirit of Bugatti in the world. However, what a car can and should convey is the joy of driving, the experience. This has a lot to do with weight, but also with the enthusiasm engineers have to summon up in order to create a car that's in every way formidable. Elegance paired with power and extreme technology is what makes the Veyron a true Bugatti. Thus, the unique and special spirit that goes into making a Bugatti is just as strong today as it's ever been. And will remain so for years to come.
I remember that day when Guy Caclin asked me to think about the idea of painting a Bugatti Veyron, because immediately I reacted by saying that I could not do such a thing. You know, there was no reason for me to add something to this car, which is in itself really a work of art. And of course he insisted. I could not see a relationship immediately with my sculpture. I thought I have to go in the direction of my painting, and the solution will be to use the engineering studies and the equations that made this car be the fastest car in the world, going 275 miles an hour. So I decided to work in that direction. The front of the car would be like if the wind, the speed of the car would erase the text. I thought that this would be interesting because it will create some dynamism. The back of the car is monochrome, only one color, very dark brown, and the front will be copper with some text. And they showed me the result, how the result will be with the real color on the real shape of the car, but only half of it. And that was very, very convincing. There was this idea that we could have had that as a curve. You know, the lines should not be necessarily straight, but it works very well like this. At the same time, they proposed to me that we could also do something inside the doors. We have some leather, a little bit like the color of my sculpture, and we will do some embroideries, the same equations, the same text. And then the last thing that we did, which is also special, is that just to remind people about my work, we decided to have the two caps for the oil and the gas, and also inside between the two seats, we will do it in metal, and there will be an indeterminate line.
Good design has the ability to bring objects to life. It awakes the sensation for proportions, materialness, and for the graphic sculpture. Enzo Mari's vase for KPM is a very good example for this. Ettore Bugatti's life was based around the sophisticated fusion of art and the automobile. Today, the Bugatti manufacture of automobiles in Molsheim still lives by these principles of Ettore Bugatti's approach, to understand the design of an automobile as a holistic work of art. The ateliers of Bugatti and KPM are both tailoring products of the highest quality and excellence to unique requirements and tastes.
My name is Thomas Wenzel. I am head of design at the Königliche Porzellanmanufaktur Berlin. Welcome to our studio, which, if you like, is the birthplace of beauty and perfection. It is here that we develop innovative shapes and new designs. But in this case, we are showing porcelain in a completely new context.
Our inspiration of the exterior paint came from observing the craftsmen at KPM hand-painting porcelain with unparalleled precision and accuracy. We quickly realized that this art of brushstroking is very much related to the process that car designers use to design a car. Our lines are much longer, but we use the media of tapes to give these lines speed, tension, and grace.
Porcelain is a very particular medium, and therefore each step of the manufacturing process must be carefully thought through. Over the course of production, the raw mixture can shrink by up to 16%, which must be taken into account when creating new molds. Additionally, it makes a difference if the raw material is cast, molded or thrown. Depending on the method, porcelain will behave differently each time it is fired or dried. For the Lamp Blanc, each production step was specially developed, not only to ensure the highest quality, but also to realize truly exceptional shapes. The whole process took several months, but in the end, all of our unique pieces fitted seamlessly into the Bugatti.
The porcelain detailing of the interior represents jewelry as well as functionality. These details created an enormous challenge to our engineering team, as every part had to pass harsh automotive testing cycles such as impact testing and daily wear. Bugatti Automobiles and the Königliche Porzellanmanufaktur have collaborated on a unique project, an art piece as much as an automobile. Lamp Blanc combines the unique craftsmanship and value added of two luxury brands, each at the pinnacle within their respective fields. The result is more than an automobile in the traditional sense. It is an artistic interpretation of our craftsmen's skills.
Like the quickening of the blood, the pure heart energy of alchemical fires, river rushing through the blackest night. Moon in eclipse, still turning, burning toward absolute tranquility of dawn, onwards, charged and sleek. A vibrant keening in the veins that flickers between dimensions, tears at the limits of your dreams. Something faster, vast, proud and profound, extolling the virtues of earth and speed. Do I meet your wildest dreams? With all the passion of a legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Bugatti Automobiles, Mr. Wolfgang Dürheimer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bugatti. It is part of human nature to break boundaries and to reach new records, to run the 100 meters even faster, or to fly even further into space to discover new planets. Mankind always wanted to know, how far can we go? And can we go even further? People are driven by their aspirations, and so is Bugatti. The development brief for our next chapter, the Chiron, was the shortest I have ever experienced in my entire career, and at the same time, the hardest you can think of. make the best even better. To accomplish this, we left behind us all the parameters we were familiar with and defined new ones that had never existed before. Where others stop, Bugatti takes one step further. With the Chiron, we have tested the boundaries of physics even further. There is no area where we have not become significantly better. The Bugatti Chiron is the new superlative in the automotive world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new dawn for Bugatti. We are opening up the next chapter in our corporate history.
To create something unique, a masterpiece of art in its own right, precious, intuitive, and of lasting value. That has been the guiding principle and passion of Carlo, Jean, Rembrandt, and Ettore Bugatti. According to the ingenious founder, Ettore, every Bugatti had to be a holistic masterpiece in art, form, and technique, thus creating automotive legends like the Bugatti Type 35, the Royale, and the iconic Atlantic. From both a technical and aesthetic point of view, the Bugatti Veyron was the company's latest masterpiece, with breathtaking performance and of striking beauty. Now, it's time to move forward and to see the next step. The Bugatti Chiron. Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate super sports car, the Bugatti Chiron.
The Chiron is the first production supersports cars in the world that delivers sensational 1500 horsepower and a maximum torque of incredible 1600 Newton meter. While we allow the Chiron to go up to 420 kilometers per hour as a maximum speed for road use, this is by no means the limit for us. The Chiron is ready to set the next world speed record. Our customers love performance. They want to know how far they can go in terms of speed and acceleration. And the Chiron will blow their mind. But they will also have lots of fun on fast winding roads because in terms of handling dynamics, this car has broken a new dimension. To make all this possible, we have developed a new version for the legendary thoroughbred W16 engine that our brand is famous for and that our customers love. This engine configuration is unique in today's automotive world. Our new W16 engine features the new Bugatti two-stage turbocharging, which enables breathtaking acceleration at all times. and delivers an absolutely linear power curve. You get 1,600 Newton meters of torque from 2,000 RPM already, all the way up to 6,000 RPM. Despite its incredible scope of power, it can still be controlled rather easily. This is unique. We developed the most technically sophisticated carbon monocoque in the industry with an enormously high degree of rigidity, which you normally only can find in LMP1 race cars. The Chiron distinguishes itself by a unique combination of performance-relevant features, the new active air brake, the new adaptive chassis control, and a comprehensive active aerodynamic setup. Our tires are made exclusively for the Chiron, produced by our strategic partner Michelin, tested on aircraft test benches. And of course, the fastest car needs the strongest brakes. We developed new high-performance brakes using Formula One technology to cope with the massive loads of heat. These were just a few examples. The Chiron is the world's most intelligent production supersports car. Our state-of-the-art electrical and electronic systems with their controls and displays are newly developed and have been tailored to meet the needs of high-performance sports car drivers in the best possible way. And those who want to hear more than the gorgeous sound of the 16-cylinder engine can turn on the most exclusive and luxurious high-end sound system ever fitted into a supersports car. This makes the Chiron the fastest concert hall on Earth. No other supersports car of this caliber completed such a demanding and complex test program. We ran more than 30 test vehicles. The Chiron underwent more than 300 hours in the wind tunnel testing and did more than 500,000 test kilometers up to now. The Chiron complies with worldwide safety standards, and it meets the toughest requirements in terms of quality that exist in the car industry. Ladies and gentlemen, like no other supersports car, the Chiron combines innovative technologies and performance with exclusive design and comfort. The car is the most modern interpretation of our brand DNA. Its design embodies lots of beauty with significantly more beast. The most striking elements of our new design language are the famous Bugatti horseshoe with a new eye-to-eye face, the beautiful Bugatti sideline, the central line running from the nose of the car across the roof all the way to the rear wing, and very striking, a new rear end with the unique single-beam Bugatti signature light. The design reflects the performance aspect of the car much more strongly, as most of the design features have a technological background. Our credo is, form follows performance. It goes without saying that the materials used in the Chiron are the real deal. What you see is what you get. The exposed carbon fiber comes with a quality that is unparalleled in the industry. Inside, you find the finest leather possible. Our customers can choose from a wide range of colors and materials, and we certainly go the extra mile to meet their individual wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chiron is setting new standards in every respect. It will only be available to a small number of automobile connoisseurs who are looking for the best of the best. The Chiron will be limited to 500 units. Customer response is outstanding and shows that we took the right decision in the development of this car. To this day, we have received pre-orders for 1/3 of the total run. Those who have dealt with Bugatti and its unique selling proposition in the past simply cannot get around the Chiron. The price starts at 2.4 million euros. The Chiron will certainly be built at our headquarters in Molsheim. And we look forward to deliver our first production car to the first customer in autumn 2016. Please be invited to enter our stand after the press conference and take a closer look. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's best and most outstanding sports car, the Bugatti Chiron. Thank you very much, and vive la marque!
Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Bugatti Automobiles, Mr. Stefan Winkelmann.
Bonjour, bonjour mesdames, messieurs, et bienvenue chez Bugatti. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bugatti, welcome to the Geneva Motor Show. Since the beginning of this year, I have the honor to serve Bugatti. It fills me with pride, and it's interesting and exciting at the same time. The Bugatti brand is iconic and unique, and the Bugatti Chiron as a product is perfectly matching with the values of La Marque, being art, form, technique. So it was clear for me to test drive the car, to experience extensively the Bugatti Chiron. And ladies and gentlemen, I've driven a lot of super sports cars in my life, but this is out of this world. This is from another planet. It's over the top in everything you can imagine, in terms of acceleration, top speed, easiness, comfort, elegance, luxury, and craftsmanship. So my full respect goes to my predecessor, Wolfgang Dürheimer, and the entire Bugatti team. Thank you very much for the excellent job you have done. But what do you do with such an iconic super sports car like the Bugatti Chiron? Well, we made it even sportier. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bugatti Chiron Sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bugatti Chiron Sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bugatti Chiron Sport. The two gentlemen which helped me to unveil the car, which are standing next to me, two board members of Bugatti, Christophe Purchon for production and Stefan Elroth for research and development. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. So the Bugatti Chiron Sport, what have we done? We improved the handling performance of this car without compromising on the comfort, the power, and the performance. And this car is much more agile on curvy roads and on a handling parcours. And how have we achieved to do this? Yes, we have done a stiffer chassis with this car. We have a dynamic torque vectoring, and this is one hand side, and on the other side, we reduced the weight by 18 kilos. So this is enabling the car to be quicker in and out of the corners. And by the way, on the handling parcours in Nardò, in Puglia, in southern Italy, the Bugatti Chiron is 5 seconds faster than the Bugatti Chiron Sport is 5 seconds faster than the Bugatti Chiron. So, and also the look is sportier than the Bugatti Chiron. So what is next for Bugatti? Where are we going from here? Well, what I can tell you is that we will continue to work on the success story of the Bugatti Chiron, but we are also extensively working on the brand. The brand, which is very strong, it's iconic, has a long-lasting history, and now it's a bit too early to talk about the future, but what I can tell you is that I have a team which is very committed, which is full of passion, and which is burning to do more for Bugatti. So stay tuned what is coming out of Molsheim. Thank you very much, and vive la marque.
Ladies and gentlemen, a world premiere, the Bugatti Chiron Sport.
Come with me, guys. Einer rüber und einer.
Mr. Stefan Winkelmann.
Bonjour, bonjour mesdames, messieurs, et bienvenue chez Bugatti. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, when I joined Bugatti at the beginning of this year, for the team and for myself, it was pretty clear immediately that we wanted to do something outstanding, something special. The Bugatti Chiron is a car which is known for the outstanding straight line performance in combination with the luxury comfort. But here we wanted to do something different. And therefore for me, the briefing to the team was very easy. I want to have an agile, nimble, handling-oriented car, a design which is completely different, but unmistakably a Bugatti. And therefore, the next thing we were looking into was the right name. And you know, the Veyron and the Chiron, they are names of race car drivers out of the 20s and 30s. And we wanted to continue with this idea. And so we found Albert Divo. He was a fighter pilot in World War I. And when in the 20s he started his career as a race car driver. And he was known to be very quick in tight corners. And actually he won twice on a Bugatti, the Targa Florio, which is a racetrack in southern Italy, in Sicily. And therefore for us the pick was very easy and the combination. So here it is, the Bugatti Divo. And for the unveiling, now we do the unveiling. For the unveiling I call on stage Stefan Elroth, who is our Vice President for R&D, and Achim Anscheid, who is our Director of Design. Gentlemen, the Bugatti Divo. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bugatti Divo. This is the world premiere. It's very exciting also for me, I can tell. And now we'll talk a bit about the design with the performance, and then I will want to wrap it up. So for us, as I said, the design has to be unmistakably recognizable as a real Bugatti. So there are three key elements which are important for us, paramount. The first one is the big horseshoe here in the front. The second one is the center line, which is cutting the car in half. And then we have the signature line, which is this line, And these are the three key elements which are certifying a Bugatti in our view. Also, if you don't see the logo and the brand. And now, for us, performance in ski. So, form follows performance is one of the main drivers for our designers. So to get better cooling and more downforce, we increased a lot the air intakes. We have a big front spoiler, and we have an aqueduct on top of the car, and we also have a very big rear wing, which is 23% bigger than the one of the Chiron. And we have an outstanding, and this is you can't see right now, but you will see later on, an outstanding diffuser in the back. So this is enabling the car to have a better cooling and to increase the downforce by 198 pounds. Then we have stiffened the chassis, and we have more sporty dampers, and this is better for the handling behavior as well. We increased the camber of the wheels, and this is something which we did, and it's also looking very cool on the car. And apart of that, we decreased the weight, so the weight is lower by more than 77 pounds in comparison to the Chiron. And by putting all these things together, so a better downforce, a stiffer chassis, less weight, in combination with our outstanding and wonderful 8 liter capacity engine with 16 cylinder and 1500 horsepower, we have achieved an incredibly a time on the handling parcours which is quicker by 8 seconds than the Chiron. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to build only 40 units of this wonderful car for €5 million net each. And guess what? They are all sold. So we are very proud and happy. And a lot of people and a lot of customers are here today. So welcome to them, because it is an honor for us to be here. So this said, the Bugatti Divo is also kicking off our celebrations of the 110th anniversary. We are celebrating next year with Bugatti. You know, Bugatti was founded back in '99. So we have here also the logo for the 110th anniversary. And we will have a lot of activities around the world next year. And we have two cars, which I don't want to forget. We have the Bugatti Chiron Sport, which we presented earlier this year at the Geneva Motor Show. And then we have a more lifestyle, luxury, comfort-oriented version of the Bugatti Chiron with another world news with the sky view. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much for being here. And I'm now asking my team to come on stage for the photo session. Thank you, and vive la marque. Thank you very much. Forza un po'. Dove sta? Thank you. This is the team.
Oh wow, you're not wrong.
The president of Bugatti Automobiles, Mr. Stefan Winkelmann.
Bonjour, bonjour mesdames, messieurs, et bienvenue chez Bugatti. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bugatti, welcome to the Quail. When I joined Bugatti January 2018, so last year, together with the team, we decided to have 2 new products coming up each and every year. So last year we had at the Geneva Motor Show, we had the presentation of the Bugatti Chiron Sport. And then here at the Quail, we had the world premiere of the Bugatti Divo. And this year, again, at the Geneva Motor Show, we had a real one of one, LaVoitureNoire. And for us, this is the pinnacle of the automotive industry. We call it automotive haute couture. So what's next? What's coming after the Bugatti Divo and LaVoitureNoire? But well, I tackled the team and they accepted the challenge, and the result, in my opinion, is wonderful. And now have a look at the car. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bugatti Centodieci. But let me introduce my colleagues. Here we have Mr. Rommelfanger, who is the project manager of all the Bugatti few and one-offs. And then we have Achim Anscheit, our design director. Everybody knows. Thank you, gentlemen. So let me give you a little introduction of why the name and why this car. So if we divide our long history in 3 periods, the first era is the golden era of Ettore Bugatti in the 20s and 30s. The third, so the last era where we are in today, started in 98 when the Volkswagen Group bought the Bugatti brand. And if we speak about the intermezzo in Italy, so the second era, then we speak about Campo Galliano and we speak about the car which was launched at the time, which was the EB 110. And which was a car which was ahead of its time. There are some around here on the lawn, lucky the owners. And I have to say that Centodieci is Italian and stands for 110. So the inspiration is coming from the EB 110, but also Centodieci stands for us because this year we are celebrating our 110th anniversary, so it's very important to have this name on one of our cars. But let's have a closer look at the car. The car has an 8-liter capacity engine with 16 cylinders, and it has 1,600 horsepower, which is leading to an incredible weight-to-power ratio of just 1.1 kilos. And this is something which is exceptional. And then we worked a lot on the aerodynamic and on the downforce of the car. You can see that in comparison, for example, at the Chiron, that here the horseshoe is smaller, so we have more airflow, easier airflow on the front. We have a nice air curtain on the sides of the car. We have a massive rear diffuser, and we have a spoiler which is increasing the downforce by 200 pounds. So if we put together the exceptional engine, the weight-to-power ratio, the aerodynamics, and the downforce, we have a car which is jump-starting from 0 to 60 in just 2.4 seconds. We have a top speed of 236 miles per hour. But every car which is leaving our atelier in Molsheim has to have the clear brand identity of Bugatti. And certainly the Centodieci has it. They have to fulfill the issue of being very performing, but also very easy to drive. They have to be very luxurious, but also very comfortable. They have to be elegant, and they have to have a design which is going to be timeless. And if we speak about the design here, you see elements, and if you compare them with the EB 110s on the lawn, you will see it. We have those elements here, but we also have the clear reference of all the Bugattis, with the horseshoe in the front, with the center line, with the Bugatti lines on the side. And Mesdames, Messieurs, I have to say that we are only going to build 10 of these beautiful cars. The price is 8 million euro net, and the cars are all sold. And yes, they're all sold. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, it's clear that we have to continue to work very hard on the future of our brand and our company. Always keeping in mind, if comparable, it is no longer Bugatti. Mesdames, Messieurs, merci et vive la marque. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is the car.
These cars are so much faster, it is a cheering return to racing for France and for Bugatti.
Bugatti Automobiles, Mr. Stefan Winkelmann.
Bonjour, bonjour mesdames, messieurs et bienvenue chez Bugatti. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geneva and welcome to Bugatti. This year we celebrate our 110th anniversary, and we have seen glorious times in the past, but also surpassed challenges. And this is what made us who we are today. It's a privilege on one hand side, but it's also a responsibility for our future. And in fact, on our today's cars, we have the best elements of the most iconic cars of our past, like high performance and easiness to drive, luxury and comfort, elegance and design. And if we speak about design for Bugatti, then we have to speak about Jean Bugatti, who is the firstborn son of Ettore Bugatti. He had some good ideas and he was ahead of his time. He was very good in proportions and aerodynamics. And in fact, he was the designer of the Bugatti Atlantique, a beauty and a true legend also today, and a source of inspiration also for us as Bugatti. But before I continue, please have a look at this video.
I had so much still to live for, so much still to do. When I think back over all the cars we built, all the cars I have drawn, all the cars I have driven, for me, the greatest will always be the Atlantic. We only built 4 of these beautiful cars. The first belonged to Victor Rothschild, the second to Jacques Holschuh, and the third to Richard Pope. But I remember the 4th most of all, a masterpiece of sophistication and elegance, a breathtaking black sculpture created in aluminium, outstanding in every detail. I was so impressed by the gracefulness of this car that I kept it as my personal Atlantic, LaVoitureNoire. There was so much left to do, but I never had the chance. In 1940, history took over. To snatch it from the jaws of war, my Atlantic was sent from Molsheim to Bordeaux. It never arrived and was never seen again. It lives on in myth as Bugatti's automotive amber room and still inspires people all over the world. I wish I could create another car like it, inspired by today's technologies, and build the ultimate, graceful
Mesdames, Messieurs, La Voiture Noire. Achim Anscheid, our Director of Design, and Etienne Salome, the one who designed this wonderful car. Very well done, gentlemen. Thank you very much. La Voiture Noire is more than the celebration of our 110th anniversary, and it's also more than a modern interpretation of the Bugatti Atlantique. The Voiture Noire is a beauty on its own. It's a car which we love from the first sight, and we call it the ultimate Gran Turismo. It has a beautiful and powerful engine, 8-liter capacity, 16-cylinder, and 1,500 horsepower. And if we look at the design, it's from stunning proportions. It's elegant and puristic at the same time. And if you look at the bodywork, there's not one line too many. And we also have all the design elements which are making a Bugatti immediately recognizable. We have the horseshoe in the front, we have the Bugatti line on the sides, and we have the center line, which for the first time was done by Jean Bugatti exactly on the Bugatti Atlantique. La Voiture Noire is a one of one. It's automotive haute couture at its best, and for us it's the pinnacle of our product portfolio. And when we first presented the car, it was immediately sold for a price of 16.7 million euro. But ladies and gentlemen, we don't have only La Voiture Noire here on the stand. We have on my right-hand side, we have the Bugatti Divo, which had the world premiere last year in Pebble Beach. Also here, the 30 units we wanted to, or we will produce, are immediately sold out for a sticker price of 5 million euro each. And then we have another world premiere here on my left-hand side, which is to celebrate the 110th anniversary. It's the Chiron Sport 110 ans Bugatti. We are going to build the car only 20 times. And to underline, let's say, our French heritage, we have tricolores on the outside and the interior. And we also created a special color we call matte steel blue. All the 20 units, luckily, are already sold, and this is very good news for us in Bugatti. But this year, the 110th anniversary, is not only to celebrate products, it's also to celebrate the community and the family atmosphere in Bugatti. So we will create a lot of events and happenings around the world, not only for our customers, but also for the Bugatti enthusiasts. And meanwhile, we will continue to work hard on the future of this company and the brand. Thank you very much. Merci, and vive la marque. And now I would like to invite on stage my team for the photo session. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a world premiere. The Bugatti La Voiture Noire. The Bugatti executives will now be available for photos.
Bienvenue chez Bugatti, welcome to Bugatti, and welcome to Molsheim. You know, the year 2019 was for us the best year ever in terms of turnover, in terms of production, in terms of the deliveries to customers, and also in terms of financial results. But even more important for us, for the fans and for our clients, is the fact that we had 3 new cars presented. The first one, on my left-hand side here, LaVoitureNoire, which is representing the bridge between us and the golden era of Ettore Bugatti of the 20s and 30s. The second car we presented in the summer, it's the Centodieci, which is representing a bit the Italian intermezzo, where the EB 110 was born. And the third one, maybe the most emotional one, is the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. It's the car which broke the barrier of the 300 miles last year, so a world record. And here we are in the atelier, and nobody better than Christophe Piochon, our production director and the board member of Bugatti, can explain what we are doing here in Bugatti.
So also from my side, a warm welcome in our atelier. This is the heart of Bugatti Automobile, where we are assembling every car by hand, and this is made with our 20 technicians within 2 months. You should know that 2019 was a real challenge for us because we managed to produce close to 100 cars. But today I'm very proud to host the first premiere of Bugatti in 2020, and for this I hand over to Stefan Winkelmann.
This is the all-new Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport. This car is all about agility, all about emotions, and I want to explain the car a bit closer. If we start with the design, for us, design follows performance. We have a big wing in the back, we have a massive rear diffuser, we have very large air intakes in the front. All is to improve the aerodynamic and to have a better downforce. And if we continue with the wheels have a negative camber of 2.5 degrees. We have stiffened the springs by over 60%, always in comparison to the Chiron. We have shortened the gear ratio by 18%, which is improving the elasticity of the car by 40%. And with the weight reduction and all the things we put in place, the car is jump-starting from 0 to 100 or from 0 to 62 in just 2.3 seconds. And the last thing I would like to remember is that we have a perfect weight-to-power ratio of just 1.18. And now let me introduce to you our board member, Stefan Elroth, for research and development, and our deputy director in terms of design, Frank Heil. They will give you a bit more of the details of this car in terms of technique and also in terms of design.
I would like to introduce you into the technical specifications of the car. First of all, there's our beautiful W16 engine, where we increased the maximum revs, about 200 RPM, which leads to 6,900. That fits perfect together with the gearbox, with the shortened gear ratios and all 7 gears. That means that you have optimized acceleration from 0 to 100, 200, 300. But most important, it increases the elasticity up to 40 to 45%. And this is something which you can feel immediately when you drive the car. Talking about driving the car, we did a lot of improvement in the chassis setup. To get a better performance, to better traction, you have to reduce unsprung mass. And we achieved that using magnesium rims in combination with titanium brake plates, which reduces the unsprung mass in the car nearly up to 20 kilograms. But the most important thing is that we use a new tire, which we developed together with our partner Michelin, which is a special compound for agility and track performance. But all in all, the holistic approach of the Chiron Pure Sport The combination of all those small details and thousands of test kilometers leads to a very agile and easy to drive product, the Chiron Pure Sport. And right now, I'd like to hand over to Frank Heyer to show you the details of the design.
At Bugatti Design, we're very proud of our design philosophy, form follows performance. So in particular, on the Pure Sport, this became increasingly important as this car is tailor-made to handling and agility. So on the front of the car should really have that expression of a little bit more angry attitude and the more sinister face, trying to eat up the road, right? So we've increased the size of the air intakes in both directions. We've increased the size of the horseshoe, much thinner profile, and we've also put in a much more aggressive front splitter. Coming round to the side, we've introduced a new horizontal split that splits the car up in 2/3, 1/3 volume to reduce the visual height of the car and make it sit even lower and make it look longer as well. On the rear, we've added a massive 1.90 m rear wing to counterbalance all the downforce that we found in the front. And that works in correlation with a massive diffuser that together shape this X theme. Also, we've added a 3D printed titanium exhaust tip that has really thin wall thicknesses and saves the weight where it matters on a mid-engine architecture behind the rear wheels. And all that together is pure agility, pure emotion, and pure sport.
Bonjour, mesdames, messieurs, et bienvenue chez Bugatti. Ladies and gentlemen, Bugatti stands for excellence, high tech, and performance. So we create the most extensive, extraordinary driving experience ever. And in this spirit, we developed cars like the Bugatti Divo, the Centodieci, and LaVoitureNoire. But we also developed the Bugatti Chiron family by extending the level of performance. On one hand side, we have the world record-breaking car, the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, and on the other extent, we have the agile, handling-oriented Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport. But Bugatti never stands still. So I was asking myself from the very beginning, what if? So what if we could unleash the power completely of our W16 engine? What if we could reduce the weight to a minimum? And what would be the result in terms of weight to power ratio on one hand side, but at the end of the day, what could be the performance of the car? And exactly this was my briefing, what if? And the response of the team was incredible. A fantastic car, the Bugatti Bolide. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we want to show you the car, the Bugatti Bolide. And the man who is going to go on the discovery journey for us is Andy Wallace. Ciao, Andy. Andy won once Le Mans and he was twice the fastest man on earth. So I want to send you on a journey and the audience should see with your eyes this fantastic car. And you're going to meet our R&D boss, Stefan Elroth, and our chief designer, Achim Anscheid. And I'm curious about your feedback. So good luck and see you soon.
Thank you. Let's go and meet Stefan. He's going to show us the underpinnings of the Bolide. I wonder how far Bugatti will go this time.
Further than we ever did before. Andy, a very warm welcome here at Bugatti Engineering.
Thank you very much. Great to see you.
So, what if we take our W16 8-liter capacity engine and make a very radical concept out of that? The result is the Bugatti Bolide. And we simulated a lot with that car, and the results are breathtaking.
Staggering.
To achieve this, you have to have a lot of innovations, material-wise, concept-wise in the car. For example, this one. auxiliary shaft we have here. The auxiliary shaft brings the power from the gearbox back to the rear axle. And it's a hybrid part made out of carbon fiber and with titanium fittings. Half the weight, but twice as strong as the Dragon one.
And to think it can take all that force.
Yeah, and if we walk around, there's another part I have to show you. So this is the part of a front suspension, it's double wishbone suspension, and this is the push rod. And yeah, it's printed out of titanium. Incredible, because it weighs 100 grams. And the wall thickness varies between 0.5 and 1 millimeters. It has an inner structure, printed inner structure. And the braking force of that part is 3.7 tons.
So 2 Chirons?
Yes, basically, 2 Chirons.
Honestly, it's ridiculous how light that is when you consider how strong it needs to be. It's beautifully made too. Would you miss this one?
Yes, of course.
Ah, okay.
As you know, of course, to get the air through the car, around the car, in the right way, it's very scientific to have the airflow there where you want to have the airflow. And basically, the car has an adjustable front splitter, adjustable rear wing, a 3-layer rear diffuser, and on the top we have air intake for the engine, and there we have inflatable bubbles on that air intake. On higher speed, if you inflate those bubbles, the air stays on the car without any kind of turbulences, so that you get a better airflow on the rear wing, and on the same way you have more downforce. And if we go on the side, the car is according to FIA free formula racing car rules. So the monocoque has an integrated rollover protection system. We have an integrated side impact protection with a coolant going through that. And we have Michelin slick tires. And the width of the tire is 340 millimeters in the front and 400. It's a massive tire, 400 in the back.
It is.
I think you have to have your own experience, Andy.
Can I try it?
Yes, jump in the car.
Luckily, I brought my helmet with me. So now it's time to drive the Bolide, finally. So we've seen the underpinnings of the car and some of the exotic lightweight materials that we used in the manufacture. And now we still don't get to see the car because it's covered in this rather colourful camouflage. And with all those things that Stefan was talking about, where they saved weight using amazingly light materials, the result is a car that weighs 1,240 kilograms. Incredibly light for a 16-cylinder, 2-seater car. And if we come to the back, the heart of the car, we see, of course, the W16 engine. Now, this engine produces 1,600 horsepower on regular 98-octane fuel, but using 110-octane race fuel, it can produce 1,850 horsepower. So coupled with that low weight, this gives us a weight-to-power ratio of 0.67 kilograms per horsepower, and, importantly, a weight-to-torque number of 0.67 kilograms per newton meter. So, what does this actually give us in terms of performance on track? Well, the Bugatti engineers have done some simulations, and incredibly, this car could lap the Nordschleife in 5 minutes and 23 seconds. But then, importantly perhaps for me, I can relate to this very well, a lap of the Le Mans circuit in 3 minutes and 7 seconds. That's 7 seconds faster than any LMP car has ever lapped Le Mans. So incredible performance, and I really can't wait to try the car. So let's go. Wow, what an experience. This car really does react like a proper race car. Amazing grip, high speed, low speed, the balance feels amazing, but there's one key difference. This car accelerates like nothing else I've ever experienced in my life, almost out of this world. Really an amazing car, and I'm so glad I got to drive it. So what's left? We've seen the underpinnings, driven the car. Now I want to see what it really looks like. Let's go meet Achim. Wow, it looks absolutely stunning. What a car. We're always talking about form follows performance, And now I can see exactly what you mean.
At least in the very beginning, it was only form following performance. What really would happen if we strip Bugatti Chiron of all its creature comfort and then position the driver quite a bit more extreme and lower in the car, and then almost shrink wrap an exterior around the driver and the technical components and make it an ultra minimal and ultra performant concept. That became the project Bolide. And then when I look at the frontal area of the car, actually all I can see now is form following performance. For the first time, we're streaming the air through the internal part, meaning inside of the front wheels around the main monocoque. So you can see that performance and aerodynamic development dominates the frontal appearance of the car. And when we go around the side, that story actually continues. Raw air into the roof scoop, hot air traveling along the cabin, fresh cool air traveling in this light blue channel towards the intercoolers, and then hot air coming from the water coolers through this enormous negative scoop behind the front wheel, and then cool air again traveling on the bottom into the oil coolers and exiting. So this goes to show how technology and aerodynamic handling really came first, and then we try to find a win-win, how we position the cabin between the wheels, give the car quite a bit more stance, and also apply a bit of Bugatti identity with it, which I hope can be realized.
It is unmistakably a Bugatti, and I can imagine that was not a work of the moment.
Took a moment, but then, it's actually an evolution of the C line of the Chiron. And then compare that to the Bugatti line of the Divo, is quite a bit more sporty. And here you have the ultimate sportiness, on the Bolide, where the Bugatti line becomes super fast and really nice and elongated in proportion.
So what's happening at the rear?
Come on, I'll show you. So you see here that the exhaust was put right in the center of the rear end, therefore allowing the diffuser having maximum performance width. And at the same time, it creates an architecture where everything around the exhaust really is there for extracting hot air from the engine compartment.
I noticed this X theme all over the car. So what's that all about?
That has something to do with the experimental nature of this experimental track-focused car with the X graphics all around. But I think the most prominent, you see that on the frontal area. Now this remains probably my favorite view. You see the fuselage really arriving at the crash box, and everything ends with the Bugatti horseshoe here in the front. And then left and right you have this X graphic positioned all the way to the outside of the car, giving ultimate width expression into the exterior shape. And I like the reminiscence, to the classic X graphic over the glass of vintage race cars, which you find repeated here on the frontal graphic, but it also builds a bridge to the glorious days of Bugatti GP racing, in the 1920s and 1930s. This is Louis Chiron with his Type 51 winning in Monaco. And I think it's a wonderful analogy between the secret of success in those days, which was unmistakably the power-to-weight ratio, but it's a similar feeling, and it creates a link that we like very much.
So, can we start it up again?
I was hoping you would ask that.
Okay, let's bring the Bolide home.
Hi Andy, and welcome back. So, can you tell me a bit about your experience with the car?
Well, this project is as close as you can get to a real race car. I thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity. It's a great project. Well done, Bugatti.
Thank you very much. We always value your feedback. It's very important to us. Ladies and gentlemen, in my eyes, Bugatti always was and still is striving for perfection. So at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that we have to exceed the dream of our customers and our fans. The Bugatti Bolide is benchmark for what is technologically possible today. And thanks to the dedication of the Bugatti team, this result could be achieved. And also the dedication to their jobs in general is enabling us so far to achieve another record year in the year 2020, and this despite COVID-19. And I have to say that this car is really a dream. The Bugatti Bolide. Vive la marque!